ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्यस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 16, verse number 26. So this is subduing of Kaliya, snake. And we read that how Brajvasis they came and they saw Krishna caught in the coils of snake Kaliya, and they were stupefied by seeing this. And then he described how the gopis felt and how those who had motherly affection, how they felt. And then Krishna, after 48 minutes of being in the coils, then he expanded his arms and thighs and got out of it. And then he started playing with the snake like a snake charmer, going around and snake following him. You have seen snake charmers, how they sing, they play their musical instrument like this. The snake also moves with it. So like that, snake was moving with Krishna all around. But finally he was tired So that is being described here. Evam paribhrama hataujasamunnatansa manamya tatprithushira swadhirudhayadyah तन्मूर्धरत्न निकल स्पर्शार्ति ताम्र पादाम्बुजो खिल कलादि गुरु ननर्ता. So in this way, the snake, while going around, he lost his vigor. Paribhrama hata ojasam. And when he got tired, then Krishna went close to him, got hold of one of his hood and jumped on him. Went on top of it. So Natamsa Anamya Tatprithushira Swadhiruda Adya. So Adya, the original person, he climbed onto the head, which were wide, big in size. And then he who is the Adi Guru. So who is the Adi Guru? So Adi Guru Nanartha. Krishna, who is the Adi Guru of all the Kalas, Akhil Kala Adi Guru Nanartha. He danced, and he was dancing, then the snake had many jewels on his head. So they were reflecting in his feet. So Ratna Nikara Sparshati Tamra Padambuja. So Krishna's feet, which are reddish, they became more reddish, being touched by these jewels on the head of the snake.
Why they became red, being touched by the jewels?
I mean, अगर तेरे गाल पे कोई तमाचा मारे तो रेड हो जाएगा कि काला होगा बता?
It was not very pleasing to his legs, the touch of the jewels.
Jewel is hard, and if you jump on it, the blood will flow.
Okay.
Nahi? If you walk barefoot on stone, they will become red.
And Swadhirud and Adhirud का क्या relation is? What is the meaning of the pratyaya?
Sirasu. Sirasu Adhirud.
Shirasu Adhirud. Okay.
Someday. So most important point is that he is the Adi Guru. That is the most important point here.
Most important point is he was just dancing to please the gopis.
No,
What
but
real
he's
thing is incidental.
Adi Guru. So Unnatau Uchchau Amsau Yasya Tam Anamya iti. So Unnatau means raised. Amsa means the shoulder, which means here the hood. So his hoods were raised, and he put it down with his hand and climbed it. Paribhrama hat aujasatvat. So he was tired, so it was easy for Krishna to pull it down. Otherwise he would not allow the snake. So Brahmana samarthasya tasya siramsi eva ekhaste neva anamya tatra adhirudha sannana. So now the snake was unable to go around like he was doing it before. So then Krishna, he held one of his head in the one hand and jumped on it. And then he started dancing. So you see, Krishna was not tired. The snake got tired. Why is that? Because Krishna is used to jumping around, playing. And that's what cowherd people do whole day. So he had good stamina. And he thought that this is a nice place to dance. So Siraha sa Krishno Jagraha Swahastena eva Anamya iti Harivansokte. In Harivans Purana also it is described like that. That he held the hood with his hand and then bent it down. Tasya murdhashu ye ratna nikraha tesham kathoranam sparshene ati sukumaratvad ati tamram ati arunam padambujam yasya. So he had many jewels on his head, and jewels are very hard, and Krishna's feet are very, very tender, Ati Sukumar. So therefore his tender feet became pinkish, more pinkish in color. Ati Arunam Padambujam Yes. Sthali Sarabadishu Kala Gyapnaya Nata Natanti. So sometimes in India, the gymnasts, they are called Nata. They do this play, so they will, like they dance on the rope. They tie the rope from one to another and then they go on the rope and they dance on it with the help of a bamboo. And sometimes they dance on top of the pots. So they will stand on a pot and on their head they will keep pots and they will dance. So that's what it's saying. Sthali Sharabadisu Kala Gyapnaya Nata Natanti. So the dancers, the artists, they dance like this to show their art. But Krishna, he is the Adi Guru of all the artists, all the dancers. Ayam tu sarv kala nam Adi Gurutvat. So Krishna is the original Guru of all the arts. Chanchaleshu Kaliya Murdhasu Nanartha. So it is not easy to dance on the hood of a snake or hoods of the snake because he is moving. So you have to be very expert, otherwise you will fall down. So he danced. Swakala Abhigyatva Darshanaya Iyam Brajasundreshu Puru Ragavatishu Gaya. So why was he dancing? He wanted to show the dance to the gopis. Right? So he says Brajasundreshu Puru Ragavatishu, to show them. Tam nartum udyatam aveksha tada tadiya gandharva siddha sacharan deva vadva. What's happening? Pritya mridanga parnavana kavadya gita pushpopahara nutibhi sahasopashedu. So when he was dancing, now dancing is good when there is also music and some singing. So then musicians came, the heavenly musicians, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras, so they all came. Says this is a very good opportunity, Krishna is dancing, so we can give some music. So therefore says Tam nartum udyatam aveksha tada tadiya gandharva siddha suracharana deva vadva. So the wives of the devas, Charanas, Suraj, Siddhas and Gandharvas, when they saw that Krishna began to dance, so they also came out of love and started playing on Mridanga, Panava, Anaka. So these are various instruments and singing, and they were showering flowers on his head, Pushpa Upahara, and Nutibhi also reciting stotras. So Sahasopseda. So suddenly they all appeared there and started assisting Krishna in his dance. So nartum nartitum tadiya iti vadyam vinayeva swamukheneva uccaritai sthai shabdahi prabhu nrityati tadvayam kam samayam pratisthita iti vicharya. So when Krishna, he began dancing, and he was dancing without any musical instrument, and he was making sound from his own mouth, right? Thai thai thak tik tha. So he was doing it. So they thought that now we have a chance. When will we get an opportunity to play some music when he is dancing? So therefore they all came with all their musical instruments and started assisting him. So yada chiro namateng sataika shishna stattan mamarda khala danda dharo ngripatai Chinayusho Brahmata Ulbanamashyato Shring Nasto Vaman Paramakasmalamapanaga. So when he was dancing on his head, then the snake would raise his head. So whichever head will go up, then Krishna will kick that. That was his musical step. The snake was exactly raising the hood where he should put his foot. And then he was going, giving his performance to all the Brajvasis. So he said, Brajvasis have suffered a lot. Now I give them some entertainment. Right? So he's rewarding them with a dance performance, with divine music or heavenly music. So he has 100 chief heads. Later on it will say there are 1000. So tattan mamarda khala danda dharo. So Krishna is the chastiser of the wicked. And how he is chastising? Chastising by kicking him on his head. So Kali is also very fortunate to have Krishna's feet on his hoods, and that also with music. So Angri Patai, so by his kicks he was smashing that particular head. Whichever head came up, he will kick it with his foot. And then this way, Kshinayusho Brahmata. So then this way the snake, he almost lost his life and he was moving around. Ulbanam Ashyato Ashring Nasto Vaman. So he's from his mouth and from his nose there was blood which was coming out. So Nasto Vaman Paramakasmalam Apanaga. And then this Naga, this snake, finally he was completely exhausted, tired, and lost all his energy. Svatamekani mukhyani siramsi yasya tasya agre Fanasahasraukte. So here it says that Shataekam Srishna Tattan Mamarda. So it looks like that he had here as 101 hoods, but later on it will say he had 1000. So why it is said that it is 100 here, 101 here? So he says that here it means Sat Aika. Eka means prime and not one. So Eka Kevale Mukhya, chief, prime, prominent, means he had out of 1000 hoods, 100 were the prominent ones. So it looks like they were not of same size. So that these are the ones which were coming up, and these are the ones which got kicked by Krishna's feet. So that's what he says. Shatam ekani mukhyani. Ekani, eka here means the chief, prime. Siransi yasya tasya agre fana sahasra ukte, because later on it was said he had 1000 hoods. Yat yat na namti uchi bhavati tatraiva sahasaruhya angri patai staneva kshanan mamarde. So whichever head was not going down, Krishna will go and kick that one, and in this way crush it. He was crushing all the heads one by one. Tadacha asyato mukhebhya nasto nasa vivrebhya ashrigvaman. And then when this went on for some time, so then from his mouth as well as from the nose he started vomiting blood. So the blood was coming out. तस्याक्षिभिर्गरलमुद्वमतः शिरस्सु यद्यत् समुन्नमति निःश्वस्तोरुशौच्यै नित्यं पदानुनमयन् दमयां बभूव पुष्पै प्रपूजितैवेह पुमान् पुराण.
What is the derivation of the word ulbanam and what is the meaning of it?
Ulban means like sharp, strange, heavy.
धातु कौन सी है इसमें?
I don't remember. So he says takshakshibhir garalam udvamtah. So he was also vomiting poison from his eyes. Akshibhir garlam udvamta sirashu yadyat samunnamati. And he was breathing nishvasto rusha uchchai, heavily breathing out of anger. The poison was coming out. And yadyat samunnamati nityan padanunamayan shamayam babhuva. And whichever head was going up, then Krishna was dancing on that, and by his feet he was crushing it down. And in this way he subdued Kaliya snake. So pushpai prapujita evaha pumana purusha purana. And then he appeared there as if Purana Purusha, the original Purusha Narayana, being worshipped by the flowers, because all these devas, they were showering flowers on him. Tasya shirasu madhye yat yat samunnamati tattadeva padangri praharena anunamayan अस्मिन् अवसरे हृष्टै गन्धर्वादिभिः वृष्यमाणै पुष्पै प्रपूजितैव प्रसन्न सन् तेषामेव हितार्थं तं दमयां बभूव. So he says, among all his heads, whichever was rising, then Krishna was crushing it by the kick of his feet, padangri praharena nunamyam. And at that time the devas, who were very pleased, so these Gandharva, Kinnara, etc., they were raining flowers, and he appeared as if he is being worshipped by them. Prasanna santeshamev hatartham damyam babhuva. So being pleased by their worship, for their pleasure, Krishna conquered over the snake Kaliya.
In the previous verse it was also said that whichever head was going up, or whichever head was, rather it was said whichever head was not coming down, यस्य जो नीचे नहीं आ रहा था उसको भगवान झुकाते थे. और इसमें भी कह रहे हैं कि यत यत सम उन्नमति, जो उठ रहा था उसको भगवान झुकाते थे. तो why it is continuous 2 verses it is said like this, the same thing almost? Any special significance?
Just explaining that he was kicking on his heads. There are too many heads. So some he is raising up and some were already up. So which were up, he was kicking them down, and if they are coming up, he is kicking them again.
इससे कुछ वो ये लक्षित हो रहा है कि मतलब भगवान जो अभिमान, उसका जो अभिमान था वो,
चलो आपके मन में ऐसी आया तो ऐसी सोच.
थोड़ा क्लैरिफाई करते हैं.
Yes. If you keep your head up in front of Krishna, then he will kick you down. So those which are already up, they get kicked. And those which are down and you bring them up, they also get kicked. So better remain Namo Namah. Naman. Bow down.
Regarding this ulbarna, this word, so in Monia Williams it says this, something excessive or very strong, but also a particular position of the hands in dancing. Could this also be a meaning here, or?
Yeah, it's possible, why not? What is so surprising about that? There's so many mudras and poses, so maybe it is one of them. It does not give the root from which it is made. Many of these words, they are made like that, like this Ambarish, you were asking yesterday, it comes from Abhigatau Dhatu, to go. So now,
अभी तो एक ही था ना, अभी तो अभी उसमें
Abhigatau Dhatu, Ambati, Ambata, Ambanta. From that it is made. तच्चित्र तांडव विरुग्न फणा सहस्र रक्तम मुखैरुरुवमन नृप भग्न गात्र स्मृत्वा चराचर गुरुम पुरुषम पुराणम नारायणम तवर्णम मनसा जगाम. So Krishna did a very wonderful tandav. It's not only that Shiva does tandav, Krishna also did tandav. That's why he was smashing the heads of the snake. And because of that, his 1,000 hoods, they were completely beaten up. So, Tandav Virugna Phana Sahasra and Raktam Mukhairuru Vaman Nirpa Bhagna Gatra. And he was profusely vomiting blood from his mouths, and all his body was broken. Smritva Charachar Gurum Purusham Pramana. So then he remembered the Purana Purusha, the original Purusha, who is the Guru of movable and immovable beings, Narayana. Tamarnam Manasa Jagame. And he took shelter of Sri Narayana at that time. So finally, when you have strength, you have power, you have your ahankara, then you don't care for God. Then you get kicked left and right. And then finally, God comes to the mind. Right? So sometimes kicks are good. That's why Krishna says, Yashaham anugranami harisya tad dhanam sanai tato dhanam takta. So he says, when I give blessing, I get in trouble. Then you remember. So he says that at that time he remembered Narayana. So param bhakti bhaktabhis tat patni bhi kripa rupam bhakti bijam purva uktamapi purva aparadha janite क्रौर्य दोष व्याप्ते कालियस्य तस्य अंतःकरणे दुष्ट क्षेत्रे इव प्ररोढ़ुम असमर्थम एव आसीत. So Kaliya had many wives, and his wives were devotees, and they were always telling him that do some japa, some kirtan, you have so many mouths, so you make use of them, right? And like Rupa Goswami says that Tunde Tandavini, that when I chant the name, I feel like I should have 1,000 mouths, and when I hear, then I want 1,000,000 ears. So he already has 1,000 mouths and 2,000 tongues, so he could chant. But instead of that, he was only engaged in prajalpa. So a lot of prajalpa coming from 1000 mouths, right? So he says that his wives were very greatly devoted and they blessed him and put the seed of bhakti in him. But although the seed was put before, it did not fructify. Just like if you put seed in the barren land, then it will not grow. So what is the barren land? He says because he is very offensive. So antakarane dushta kshetraiva prarodhum asamarthameva ashit. Because he is having the defect of cruelty because of offenses in previous lives. He must have done many offenses, therefore he became very cruel by nature, and because of that his heart was very hard and the seed of bhakti could not sprout there, although it was given by the wives. So this is what happens when people are very offensive, then bhakti does not appeal to them. Or if people are taking to bhakti and they commit offense, then they lose interest in it after some time. So you see many people coming to bhakti and then leaving, taking to Buddhism also, or some give up completely. Some say that no, this path is not for me, don't like it. So this is the outcome of offenses. By great fortune they may come in contact with bhakti, but if they commit offense, then it does not make sense to them. So it's just like their heart becomes like a barren land. So it does not appeal to them anymore. So tadatu Sri Charana Sparshena Tatkirta Danda Praptya Sa Tattat Dosha Kshaye Sati Sahasaiva Tad Bhakti Bijam Ankuritam Babhuvaitya. But now because Krishna's feet touched his body, his head, and also he got the punishment for the offenses directly from Krishna. So now that influence of the offenses diminished, and when the offense went down, then suddenly the seed of bhakti sprouted in him. So also you have to understand that bhakti is given, not that it was there, because it was said that bhakti bijam uktam, the wives gave. So bhakti comes by sadhu sangha. There is no other way to get bhakti. It's only by the association of devotees that one gets it. So Kaliya was fortunate that way, that he has a wife, or he had wives who were devoted to Krishna.
We had discussed long back while discussing Bhakti Samrit Sindhu that this bhava or bhava comes by the grace of the Guru. So this bija is different from the bhava?
Bija only becomes bhava, and it's like tree is different from the seed. Seed only grows to become the tree.
तब काफ़ी डिटेल में आपने बताया था कि जैसे मतलब तब अपेरेंटली हम लोगों के मन में मिसकंसेप्शन थी कि जैसे साधु संघ से मतलब डिवोटीज़ की एसोसिएशन करते हैं, भक्तों का संग करते हैं, तो भगवान में थोड़ा भाव उत्पन्न होता है, कुछ फीलिंग आती है,
वो अलग भाव है. So that is different. The bhav which we say bhav bhakti, that is this itself grows by doing sadhana. That's why Rupa Goswami says there is sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti and prema bhakti.
तो जो गुरु के संग से पहले जो थोड़ा सा बेस बनता है, मतलब गुरु में जो श्रद्धा आती है, वो what is that exactly what we have in our heart? That is just Shraddha? that cannot be technically called as bhava.
No.
एंड जो यहाँ पे जो बीजम की बात हो रही है, दिस इज द रियल भाव, मतलब जो भाव का बीज है वो।
बीज ही तो है, यहाँ भाव कहाँ बोला है? तो बीज का है ना,
मतलब ये उस एक्चुअल भाव का बीज है। और जो मतलब हमारे अपने हम लाइफ में जो प्रैक्टिकली अनुभव करते हैं वो मतलब भाव का बीज भी नहीं है।
कौन सा अनुभव?
मतलब जैसे कोई भक्त प्रोग्रेस करता है, फाइनली वो गुरु को शरणागत होता है।
हाँ तो वही तो बीज, वो जो श्रद्धा आती है तो वही बीज है, उसी से आगे बढ़ेगा।
तो ऑलमोस्ट सेम ही है मतलब।
श्रद्धा मीन्स that you believe in it, and then when you act on it, that is what is the seed. Shraddha is the qualification of the devotee, and seed is which inspires you to act on that, and that keeps on growing.
तो बीज से भी पहले श्रद्धा आती है।
श्रद्धा तो वही तो है ना, आदो श्रद्धा तत् साधु संग अथ भजन क्रिया। Seed means it's energy which makes you act. Shraddha is just belief.
Okay, and this seed can come only by the grace of the Guru. It cannot come by devotee association.
And devotee association can also come. They have it.
If the devotees are advanced
Just like
enough.
these wives are not his guru. So he is also getting the seed, bhakti vision.
अच्छा, अगर उनमें खुद में वो present है, if they are qualified enough to impart that, then it can come.
Yeah, otherwise how it will come if they do not have it? If you don't have the virus for COVID, how will you give it to somebody? Right? So first you have to have COVID, then you give to somebody. If that somebody does not have the mask and all these things. So similarly, if you have bhakti, then you give it to somebody if the other person does not have the mask to stop it. Because some people have the mask, right? Kaliya was having the mask, so he did not. But the wives placed it anyway. But because of his immunity against bhakti, he was immune to bhakti. So now his immunity got low because he got tired of kicks. So when the immunity got low, then the virus of bhakti came up. Right?
So Babaji, does this mean that even though person could be so offensive, but still beach can be planted, bhakti beach can be planted there? If Kaliya is so offensive, then still he receives the beach from his wives.
Because this bhakti is not dependent on anything, nor is it influenced by anything. Then people also say that means offense is more powerful than the seed, or more powerful than bhakti, right? They say that because of offense bhakti is not growing. Not just that bhakti is not weaker than the offense, but for it to grow you need the land. So therefore it does not show its potency, it does not manifest it. Why it does not manifest? Because the person's mentality is not proper. The mentality has to change. So he was listening to them. After all, they are his wife. They must be saying, please listen to Krishna Katha, read Bhagavad Gita, something like that. So he heard this, but he did not pay attention to all that. Like you see many times men do that. Women are more devotional oriented. So they'll tell the husband. So, if you go to any katha or any lecture, mostly you'll see ladies, right?
Except ISKCON Katha.
Hmm?
Except ISKCON Katha.
Go to temples, even yoga centers. Mostly women come there, right? And men, they will go to bar here, there, and that's how I some Bhagavad. So it's like that.
Speak to the mic. Good shot.
Jiva Sarupa Hai Krishna Nityadas, that we are like the soul that is eternally servant of Krishna, but bhakti we get only externally, like from Guru or Sadhu Sangha. So how to differentiate these things, how to understand.
How to?
Understand correctly. And
so understanding is like this, that suppose you have a car. So what is the purpose of car? You can travel with it, right? That is its swarupa, right? It's only swarupa, it's only purpose, it's only utilities, you travel with it. But if it does not have the battery, right? Still you don't say it is not a car. If you take out the battery from the car, nobody will say it is not a car. It's still a car. But it won't move without the battery. So like that, Jiva, Swarupa is to be servant of Krishna, but you need the battery of bhakti. Then it works.
so maybe when Bhaktivedanta Swami was saying that we will like awaken bhakti inherent in the heart, he was just mentioning this, but not saying
Yeah, means you get the battery. Battery brings light. Light means you are awake. So now he is remembering that. So smritva. So that's why the word smritva is used in this verse. Why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting like this, that the seed of bhakti was there and this and that. Why? From where is he getting this idea? So he is getting this idea from the word smritva, remembering. So his remembering means he has heard it before. Otherwise, how he is going to remember? You don't remember something which you have not experienced. So he must have heard it. And because later on the wives, they pray to Krishna, so therefore he is saying, well, you must have heard from them. Because wives are very intimate with you, and they may be trying to preach to him. So now the preaching is working finally. So therefore it says smritva. So madvarino garunadapiyasya paraha sahasra gunadikam balam maya uplabdham. So this Kaliya snake, he knows the power of Garuda, because he had fight with Garuda. So Garuda gave him a slap with one of his wing, and that toppled him down completely. That's why he came here. He came to Kaliya Harada because this was protected by the curse of Sabri Muni. So Sabri Muni was living here in Sunrak, and he was living inside the water. So he was very friendly with fish, etc., etc. Because in the water he made friendship with them. So they complained that these birds, they all come and eat us. So he said, now you will be protected, no one can come here. So this Kaliya therefore came here because Kaliya was living somewhere in Ramanak Dweep. And there Garuda used to get one snake every day, because Garuda eats snake. So he would come around, start eating snakes. He will eat one and kill another 3, just for fun. So then all these snakes, they had a meeting that this way we will all be extinct one day. Our species will be lost, and later on they will do research. And they'll start a program, Protect Snake. So they said it's better that we approach Garuda and we tell him that, look, you eat one snake every day, we will give you one snake every day. And please don't unnecessarily kill. So Garuda agreed. He'll say, I just want my food. So one day he came and the snake was not there because this Kaliya ate that. He thought, what is this Garuda? He's coming here. I will see him. So then Garuda became furious, and then there was a fight. So he did not know who is Garuda. He thought it's just some bird. So when he got one of the slap from his wing, he toppled 3 times. And he got completely scared of him. He said, this guy is very powerful. So he ran away from there and came here, because Garuda would not come here. So that is the story. So that's why he says that Garudadapi yasya param sahas gunadhikam balam. He says this little boy is more powerful than a Garuda, even 1,000 times more powerful. I have never seen. Even the slap of Garuda was not like this. He's just a little boy. So how is this? So therefore he says, Maya uplabdham tasman mat patni bhi rupdishta bhakti koyameva parmeshwara iti siya smriti gochari kritya iti. So then he thought that my wives who are always saying Krishna, Krishna, maybe this is the one. He must be the one. Otherwise, how can somebody be more powerful than Garuda? Because he knows that Garuda is the carrier of Vishnu. So that's what he remembered. So charachar gurum iti asadharanam balam darshan ahameva parameshwara upashya iti mudhamapi mam gyapyan. So he says that Krishna is the charachar guru, and in this way, by showing his extraordinary strength, Krishna said, Ahameva Parameshwara, that I am Parameshwara, there is no one else who is Parameshwara, Upashya, and I am the worshipable. Iti mudham api mam gyapyan kripya matshiro arpit charno gurur bhavan prasidait. So in this way, Krishna, as if he was informing him that I am Parameshwara, I am worshipable, you fool, you understand. So he says that it is to teach me this, that he has shown his extraordinary strength to me, and he has put his foot on my head as if he is my guru. So Gurur Bhavan Prasidati. So he is in this way blessing me by his foot or feet on my head. Tamimam aham idanim sharanam yami. So therefore now I take shelter of him. So this is the surrender. Arnam saranam. So the word Arnam means Sharanam. So I am surrendered to him. Surrendered to him means now I am not going to raise my head. So people take shelter, but they raise their head. So his heads were already kicked. So he is not going to raise them again. So he is very fortunate that way.
कृपा रूपम भक्ति बीजम पूर्वम. After पूर्वम, what is that? Uktam or
Uptam api.
Uktam ka.
Uptam.
Uktam.
It comes from vap. Duvap tantu santane. Abhi to आई थी धातु. कल तो आई थी. So va becomes sankarshana. What is the sankarshana of va? U. Sapar sarveshwanam. Ya, va, rinam, I, O, and Ri. This is sankarshana. So vachisvapi ajadinam sankarshana kapile. So it is uptam, so ta pratyaya, kridanta. So kit kapila. So therefore va becomes u. That's why it becomes uptam. Any other question? Yes.
You read in the commentary that this bhakti bija that these wives gave to Kaliya, that it did not fructify in his antahkarana. And my question would be, typically we say that bhakti goes from outside in, and this antahkarana seems to mean that it goes from inside out. So could you maybe explain what's behind here? Does it mean that this bhakti bija is inside and comes then inside out, from outside, from in the inside to the outside, or what's the idea here?
If you are going to do anything, you have to hear it. So where does it go? Where do you hear?
I hear through the senses, and then this creates samskara in the chitta.
Yeah, so is going antakarana or not?
Yes.
That's what it is.
Okay.
He heard from them, but he did not act on it.
Aha. Therefore his remembrance then awakens and he then acts on it. That's what you explained.
Yeah. And even if you have Shraddha, where is the Shraddha? Shraddha is inside. Anything else? Okay, stop.